And this is WCSS 1490 on your dial in Amsterdam, New York. This is the show with no name. We're, as usual, having technical difficulties. Let's see. Okay, I can hear me. You guys on? Let's see. That's right. We're just not ready. Yeah. Hey, cool. Hey, I like this big cage we got here. What's the point of this show?
Soundproofing to keep the vibrations.
Keep the vibrations.
Going into the mic.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, there's a vibrator. Hey, this is cool.
Hey,
All right.
hey, Bob.
Yeah.
I'm not here today.
Gavin is a little off camera because I had to use the other studio, so our shoot through the window technique is not working at the moment.
But I'm not here today.
Why is that?
I'm on the lam.
You are? Why is that?
Uh-oh.
I didn't want to have happen to me what happened to my Uncle Charlie.
What happened to your Uncle Charlie?
You know Charlie. He got stuck forever on the MTA.
Oh, yeah.
And now the NJTA is after me.
How's that?
Well, last weekend we went to Maryland for a bagpipe competition via the New Jersey Turnpike.
Yes,
And we got stuck on it going down, and it was awful. It was like supposed to be a 4.5 hour drive. It was over 6.5 hours going down.
That's why I never go that way.
Well, I had a GPS, and that's why we went that way. We stayed in a nice hotel Friday night and watched one of the greatest baseball movies of all time, Sandlot.
Oh, it is. It is. I think it's available on Netflix too. I thought I saw that. I got to check that out. I haven't seen that in a long time.
We spent the whole day Saturday at the Scottish games there. Misha, the official piper of the show with no name, his band won the competition.
First place in the third division.
Yes,
right?
they did. Yes, they did.
Great.
And because he had a soccer game on Sunday, we came back Saturday night.
Yeah.
And
you took the Jersey Turnpike again, did you?
I put in my GPS, and this time we were coming back via the Jersey Turnpike and Garden State Parkway. And for those who don't know, Latin via means by way of.
Yeah, right.
And we were coming back, and we were zipping along pretty good, and we get to the exit where you get on the Jersey Turnpike, and we're going along there, and we come to a toll booth in the middle of the road, and we scramble. You know, I got Misha and one of the other pipers with us, and we scrambled. We came up with $1.50 to put in the thing, and we throw it in. But I had to take my seatbelt off to get money out of my pocket, and a penny fell in my seatbelt thing, so now my seatbelt doesn't work. It's stuck. I can't get it in there.
Oh boy.
No, we're going along. You know, and we're going to get off at exit 163, and we're almost there. We came to another toll booth, and all the toll booths are either Easy Pass or exact change only.
Right.
There's no human beings.
Really?
Really, and all I could think of is Charlie.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
He's still there. And so we took pennies and nickels, we threw them in. We only had $1, and there we were. I had to make a decision to stay or to go. And
Wow.
I goed.
Wow.
I goed.
Yeah.
So
now you get pulled over for not having a seatbelt with a penny in it.
just as we go, they take your picture. So
Right.
New Jersey Turnpike Authority has my picture, having not paid the allotted toll.
And you'll never return?
Well, we'd have to go back two more times this year, so I'm fearing. But as when we're coming home, we get off on the Schenectady exit of the thruway, and there's a big sign, sobriety checkpoint ahead. And I'm holding my seatbelt closed.
Yeah.
And the trooper comes over, and we just rolled down a window. He says, "Have a nice night, gentlemen." So there is a God, because I didn't get that ticket, but I'm waiting.
But you were in fact guilty.
Not on purpose. I didn't know.
I didn't think this is a mens rea crime. Where you have to have consciousness.
I had never. I don't know. You gotta. First of all, at the Garden State Parkway, I had forgotten that you had to pay a toll, but there's no people.
That I did not know.
I didn't know that.
So-
That's pretty bizarre.
You know, and not having Easy Pass and not having enough money. I mean, we were.
You never go that route without an easy pass.
Oh, I guess I'll never go that route without a pocket full of change in my in the car. And so we get home, and I was able to, using a rather sharp, skinny knife, I got the penny out, so my seatbelt does work, so I don't have to worry about getting, click it or ticket.
Second time.
So, but I'm sure gonna be looking for me. They're still after Charlie. And I don't want anything to happen. I wouldn't want to miss this. So
And this is an example of the people we elect to our school board.
Yep. There you go.
Say, today's election day, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is. Noon at 9 o'clock.
Fill us in, Gavin. What's on the ballot here?
The ballot's on the budget, which has a decrease in the tax levy for all the municipalities, of course, except
Town of Florida.
Town of Florida, which goes up 2 cents.
Was that decreased because of an extra payment from Beech Nut or?
Your actual spending is down, right?
And the real spending is down, which is a real key. It's not just because we got that extra money, but the fact is we're spending less on our programs this year than we did last year.
Good.
It's going down, and honest, Kim Brumley is outstanding. I mean, she knows these numbers. She knows how to use them, how to categorize them to get our biggest bang for our buck in there. I mean, she's real good. And when she speaks, you can understand. We're really, really pleased to have her. There's also a proposition on the ballot to fund the Fort Hunter Library to the tune of $5,000. And then, of course, you have to vote for members of the Board of Education. There's 3 seats, 4 people running.
So you vote for just one person?
Got any endorsements there you want to make here?
Oh, that's certainly up to the people of the state of Amsterdam. I certainly think the three individuals who are currently serving, who are running again, have done a great job. They've overseen this budget, getting it to where it is. I think they've done a great job. The lady who's also running for the first time, she's got children in the school district, so she's concerned about the quality of education and the programs that we have. It's the only thing I will say that if you don't vote, you got to be quiet for the next year. You can't complain.
Oh boy, that'd be nice because nobody votes in the school board election. It'd be nice if everybody shut up for another year.
Yeah.
But it's for any political office. If you don't vote, you can't complain.
I agree with it. I thoroughly agree with that
Agree with you.
proposition.
I
Yeah.
agree with you.
Yeah.
So my recommendation is just please follow the Amsterdam mode. Vote early, vote often.
And if you don't like who's on the ballot, write in somebody you do like. Who cares?
That's right.
You have a right to do that.
That's right.
All right. Good. So don't complain. There's nothing for me to vote for. Yeah, there is. Yeah. Yeah, there is.
There is.
Put your own name in. That's right.
Yeah.
I got many votes that way.
Well, because you've got a big family.
Oh boy. All right.
So.
Geez, Jim, are you feeling better now? Or are you,
I'm feeling pretty good today. I was really under the weather there for a week. No matter how I moved, I was in pain.
Yeah.
But today's pretty good.
Good.
It's been a week now that they've.
It's been a little over a week. Week yesterday.
Yeah.
Did they use staples, Velcro, stitches? What did they use?
I haven't taken the bandage off yet.
So you don't know.
And you didn't ask, huh?
No, he says let it come off by itself, so when it comes off, it comes off. So he says that
They use crazy glue sometimes.
Yeah. Super glue, gorilla glue, depending upon your species.
I don't think it's staples because they didn't tell me to come back to get them out. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
So it's not a big incision they make.
no, I think this is probably
2 inches?
inch and a half, 2 inches maybe.
Which is different from the old day. They'd go from hip to hip.
Yeah.
So you can get both hands in there and pull it out.
I went in at 10 and I was home at noon.
Is that right? Wow. That's include your recovery period and your prep period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I went in at 7:30.
Oh, okay. All right. That's better.
The cuckoo juice puts you out pretty good.
Yeah, must have, because I don't remember it.
Good. Good. It's better not to remember.
That's some things are better not to be remembered. Yeah.
I really like this gizmo. It's like something from World War II, isn't it?
Can't keep your hands off it, can you?
No, because there's things you can maneuver with.
You can turn and
There's
twist.
things to turn and twist, that's right. Ooh,
Pretty good.
wow. It's so cool. We're playing with a microphone. Those of you watching on video know what I'm talking about. Those of you listening at home are, clueless.
But you can watch it on video later on
Probably.
to find out.
Yeah.
And it's such a microphone that they don't hear the creaks and cracks when you move it. And not like mine.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear the creak there. Oh yeah, no creaks. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Crick.
No cricks either. Wow. Well, anyway, big news over the weekend is we lost a great Amsterdamian and a wonderful fellow, Father James Gulley, longtime pastor of St. Mary's Church. You know, he covered a long period of time. St. Mary's was the only church he was ever assigned to.
It was his first.
He came as a deacon, served a year as a deacon at St. Mary's. Then when he was ordained a priest, he was assigned to St. Mary's as the assistant pastor to Father Glavin. And when Father Glavin retired, he took over as pastor, and so he was there from 1981 until he retired, what, about 6 years ago? Or something like
6
that.
years?
Yeah, I think it was 2008 maybe. Somewhere around there, 2000. Yeah, I think 2008. Yeah.
He was a laid-back guy. He was
You know,
calm, cool, collected.
you could say that there may be other priests who may have been a little smarter, might have given a little better sermon, might have be better handling the financial end. Father Jim Gulley was a saint. And, it helps to have one of those once in a while, too.
He had big shoes to fill when Father Glavin left. I mean, that was a big footprint.
He did, but he had the advantage of Father Glavin staying in residence till he died. And the relationship between the two was wonderful. It was like a father-son relationship. In fact, I think Father Glavin left most of his personal belongings to Father Gulley when he died. And they couldn't have been closer. And of course, Father Glavin, he was sharp up until the end, so that having him around to bounce things off of was terrific for Father Gulley. And then afterwards, he had his brother there most of the time, Father Anthony Gulley, who was
Father Gulley's brother, Father Gulley?
who was a professor at St. Rose. Father Jim Gulley used to say, "I'm the only priest in the diocese who has a PhD for my cook." This is WCSS, you're on the air.
Yes, what happened to Father James Gulley's brother?
Father Anthony died about 10 months ago.
Did he? Okay, because I kind of lost track.
Yeah, he was living down at Blessed Sacrament Parish in Albany on Central Avenue, and he died, I think, rather unexpectedly about 10 months ago. We went down for his wake down there.
Okay, I had lost track of where he was, so thank you for the info.
Okay, bye-bye.
Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, and of course Father Anthony was a great guy, all the way around too. So, a lot of people were commenting over the weekend when they heard the news, and there were one good anecdote after another. He was the softest touch for people in need, and it used to drive the financial people in the parish crazy because he never turned anybody away, and they all knew it. I remember when Jeff Stark owned the restaurant, he had taken over where Johnny Seafood used to be. He had a restaurant in there, Vincent's Restaurant, for a few years, and constantly Father Gulley was sending over people to get a meal there. Yeah. He covered them all. If they need a bus ticket somewhere, go see Father Gulley. You know what? I don't mind stuff like that. You know, when I throw in the dollar every week, you know, or whatever I throw in,
You know it's going to something good.
yeah. And that's one of those where you don't want the right hand to know what the left hand is doing, you know?
That's right.
People in need, their needs were always met when Father Gulley was around.
And most of that was probably out of his own pocket.
A lot of that was out of his
he
own
didn't
pocket.
take it out of the
No,
parish
because he
church
never
He didn't have a lavish lifestyle.
exactly. You know, he had been a Christian brother for, I forget how many years, with a vow of poverty before he became a priest. So he was used to a laid-back lifestyle. But he also, you know, never wanted for a meal. You know, he would invite himself to dinner any place he felt like having dinner. And who's going to turn him away?
That's right.
My cousin Kevin McKern told an interesting story. He'd, you know, just been married a short time, and I think they went out to dinner with Father Gulley or something like that, and went back to their apartment in Schenectady and visited for a little while longer. And as he's leaving, Father Gulley looks up the staircase and he says, "I see a little boy with blue eyes," and he smiles and he turns and walks away. 9 months later, Kevin's wife gave birth to Wow. And I've heard a lot of stories like that. He never hesitated to make predictions, never. This is WCSS, you're on the air.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hi.
Hey, Gavin, I was listening to your story. I was just heading into the store and I just got home. Be checking your mailbox because you're probably going to be getting a fine from New Jersey.
They're going to send you a photograph?
No, what they're going to do, because this me Lorraine, when we went down to Atlantic City a couple of times, and instead of going through the tolls, it says you don't have to stop at this one, or you don't have to stop at this one, stop at the next one. So we thought we were okay.
Yeah.
And then I want to say maybe 5 or 6 weeks later, we got a thing in the mail that you have to pay that, or they'll suspend your license registration. So I'd be checking your mailbox for that. You know what I mean?
You do that, Jen. You keep checking my mailbox, and we'll see if I get it.
No, I'm telling you, Gavin, that's going to happen.
We went to Jersey a couple years ago, and we got off the thruway, and I don't know, I got confused, and I went through the Easy Pass, one without an Easy Pass, and they sent me a bill. And I dutifully paid it, you know, but I'm sure I'll get a bill in the mail or get a visit from the New Jersey Transit Authority undercover police to come up.
You know, what they'll do, they'll send it to you, you got to pay. Then what Lorraine did, she called the office down there, New Jersey Department of Transportation, and she talked her way out of it. She played stupid. She says, well, gee, you know,
Lorraine doesn't play.
We were in Atlantic City, and they waived the fine in the toll. So you can even do that.
Well, I'll try that and see. I mean, I was willing to pay the 50 cents if we had dollar bills.
That was New Jersey. Don't try it in New York.
But you couldn't throw dollar bills in. You had to be changed. And we were stuck.
I know, because so now when we go to Atlantic City, that's what we make sure we have, like, oh my God, like $20 in change, nickels and dimes, just to be on the safe side. You know what I mean?
I didn't know I was coming back via the Jersey Garden State Parkway.
Just stay off the Garden State Parkway. Next time, take the back road to Washington, to Pennsylvania.
Down there.
Well,
It's about $27 cheaper going the back road, and I don't think it takes any longer.
so when I get the bill, I'll let you know, and I'll send them a nice, polite, respectful letter telling them how stupid can you be. Some people don't have exact change.
It was like almost $30 though, you know? It was a lot of money, you know? Like the New York State Thruway, if you go through Easy Pass, I think they
It's end to end.
do the maximum, which I think is about $18, you know?
You pay for end to end,
But this was like, I just got home and asked her, she said she thinks it was $27, you know? But I thought it might even been more than that, because I don't know, they might double it, or I don't know how they work that, you know?
Well, if they got a picture of me, it was a very surprised expression on my face. And they didn't see
now in New Jersey.
And they didn't see my hand for sure.
Yeah, because you're holding the seatbelt with the penny. Only something like that could happen to you, you know? Okay, guys, have a good one, okay?
Take care, John.
So you got the improper hand signal as well?
The directional.
Yes, indeed.
You know, Saturday was also an interesting day because they actually played a doubleheader at Yankee Stadium, which is something that happens once every 7 years.
You mean a scheduled doubleheader?
A scheduled doubleheader,
Really?
yeah, with Pittsburgh, and one of our
Separate admission doubleheader?
no.
Really?
Really.
Single admission doubleheader?
Yeah,
Well, I've
yeah.
heard of those in
And
Europe.
there was a bunch of guys from Amsterdam went down. A.J. Fiorillo, one of Amsterdam's finest, went down. He took his 7-year-old daughter, Luca, down, and Soriano threw her a baseball between innings.
Wow.
And now Luca expects to get a baseball every time he goes.
Ballpark, doesn't
That's
everybody?
right. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a scheduled doubleheader.
One of my former employees, Connie Riccio Hinkle, when she was a young lass, I think she was about 13 or something like that, her brother takes her to a Major League Baseball game. It happens to be a World Series game. And she has a ball land in her lap, and she thinks nothing of it. That's an ordinary thing. It was also Don Larson's perfect game day. Oh, what's everybody so excited about?
I got a ball? They're excited. I got the ball.
Can you imagine your first Major League game? It's the perfect game, and the only perfect game ever thrown in the World Series. Wow. I mean, there haven't been that many perfect games, period, in the history of baseball.
20 some now.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't think we're up to 25 yet. Maybe. Certainly not 30.
No.
And when you consider how long the history of baseball is,
Over 100 years.
yeah. Well, amazing thing.
Amazing thing.
The Pawtucket Red Sox pulled a triple play last night, and it was the hard way around the horn.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. Force at third, force at second, force at first.
Who was the guy running from home to first?
He almost made it. He almost made it. I mean, it was real bang, bang, bang. Really bang, bang, bang play. But that's one of the most exciting plays in baseball. Any kind of triple play.
Any triple play.
Yeah. The unassisted triple play, I think, is the greatest. That happens very rarely. I think it's maybe half a dozen times. This is WCSS. You're on the air.
Yeah, I just wanted to straighten something out. Sunday's doubleheader was because of rain out Friday night.
Oh, that's what ended up. But there's only single admission for it, though. You didn't have to pay
What's
for
that?
both games. You didn't have to pay for both games. You just paid to see one game, but you got 2 out of it.
Yeah, because they only played 3 games. They played
Right.
Saturday, and then they had a doubleheader Sunday.
Yeah,
Because of the rain out Friday.
Okay, all right.
Okay, thank you.
Scheduled one.
Okay.
Still, you got to see 2 for 1.
Oh,
2 for.
boy. I remember, one of my kids, I think, got one of those in Fenway, and they were, because nobody was showing up for the second game. A lot of people had to leave, because, whatever their schedules are. And so they were giving people the really good seats, moving them up so it didn't look like the ballpark.
Like Yankee Stadium with nobody there.
Maybe it was my brother. It might not have been one of my kids. I don't know. I lose track. Yeah, because Gene Yawkey was still alive. Because whoever it was waving to Gene Yawkey, thanking her for the nice seats. I don't know. Maybe it was one of my great uncles. I don't know. This was.
Well, we know it wasn't Charlie because he was still on the MTA. Yeah.
Wow.
I've only been to one Major League game.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah.
Where was that?
Yankee Stadium in probably 56.
Wow. Okay. Well, that was a good team.
Yeah, they won the World Series that year.
It was a 14-inning game. It was, every time they kept getting a tie score. It went 14 innings.
Well, if you only got to go one, you might as well get your money's worth.
Yeah, we got our money's worth.
And he probably saw that 14-inning game in less time than most 9-inning games go now.
Right.
Well, it was quite late.
What'd you
when we
pay,
got home.
$1.25 for this?
It couldn't have been too much because I was a kid and I didn't have much money. So
Yeah, right. All right.
yeah. So we drove down.
But now when they have doubleheaders, it's usually a day-night, which means you get to go in the first game, watch it, then they kick everybody out, and then you have to repay again to get in. So it's really, the intent behind it is not the way it was.
Right. The Mohawks, however, when they have a doubleheader, it's a real doubleheader.
But they shorten the game.
They do.
They play seven innings.
Yeah.
But still,
Yeah.
good value for your money.
I was up to Shuttleworth Park the other night for high school game. It was senior night. You wouldn't believe the crowd up there for a high school baseball game. I mean, granted, it was senior night, but, you know, I've been to a lot of high school baseball games over the years. I don't remember any kind of a crowd, you know, and this was great.
I'm thinking back on that game that I saw. It wasn't 54. It was probably 40, 48, 47, 48.
Yeah, you saw Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah, yeah.
Phil Rizzuto.
Yeah.
And probably Yogi Berra.
Yeah, it was before I got married, so I was married in 54, and I...
Yeah, you wouldn't have been allowed to go to a game after that.
No.
Right, Elaine? Wow. So you never took your wife to a Major League ball game?
No, she doesn't like baseball.
Well, she might if she was in the park and the ball landed in her lap.
Well, yeah, that could be. But I doubt it.
Wow. Oh. Anyway.
So things are a little straightened out at City Hall with the trust and such and such at the
County too, right?
the county too.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard.
They got a final accounting finally?
Yeah, I guess they said everything was settled. It was on the news the other day.
Geez, I missed that.
Yeah, I didn't hear it all, but the city got $700,000-800,000.
Well, that's what we were told months ago, that it was probably going to be about $750. Yeah.
County got $125,000.
$1.25 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
100,000 million.
Yeah. And the suing people got, I don't know, 100,000, 200,000, something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it does pay.
Well, don't go by my numbers because I'm not sure what they are, but those were close to what they were saying.
That's pretty good.
Those are outside.
Nice work if you can get it.
Yeah.
Move on.
So now that's right. Now they can move on and maybe straighten out our city finances.
No, I went to another high school, or maybe it was that game. I'm forgetting. Yeah, it must have been that game because the lights came on, and only half of the lights were working. And apparently they've been having a problem up there with that. So I said, well, I figured obviously the mayor's controlling one bank and the common council's controlling the other bank. Hey, speaking of City Hall, I've scheduled the first meeting of the Common Council's Charter Commission for this week, Thursday evening at 7 o'clock. Going to be in the Annex building, across the parking lot from City Hall.
You can't have it Thursday night. There's a caucus for Conservative Party.
I know, it was scheduled before I got the notice from the Conservative Party.
Dear.
So if you want my proxy, you got it, okay?
Okay.
All right. Yep.
So this meeting that you're having, this committee, is that the committee or the other committee?
What do you mean?
Is it the mayor's committee or is this?
No, this is the
Council's?
Common Council's, she vetoed me.
Right. Yes.
Common Council overruled the veto.
Maybe if you shave your beard off, maybe she'd have a different...
Well, I don't know if she's seen the beard. I haven't run into her much lately. Yeah, she must have seen the beard.
Sure she had to have.
Yeah. I'm sure she watches the program.
Yeah.
So I have a beard. So why should that disqualify me from being on the Charter Commission?
I don't know. Maybe you don't look like a... Maybe you look like a...
Doesn't her husband have a beard?
I don't know.
I don't think she's got anything against beards. Not that I've ever heard. Jerry's got a beard.
Jerry's got a beard?
Yes, he does. He saw me growing mine and decided to, he might get something out of this. Yeah. So there. Yeah.
Well,
I'm still getting mixed reviews within my circles.
Really?
No.
well, Elaine asked, what's the deal? What's the big deal with the beard?
It's no big deal.
As you said, no big deal.
I just started growing it during the Red Sox playoffs last year, and I got comfortable with it.
And it looked like
No, I don't get
Rutherford Hayes. Is that who it was?
Rutherford.
Rutherford Hayes. I thought you meant Gabby Hayes.
Yeah?
Yeah. So that's close.
Jiminy. I guess it's the 50th anniversary of Blazing Saddles.
Yes.
Came across more information on that. We were doing the 10 things you didn't know about Blazing Saddles, and I pretended I knew a couple of them. I didn't really. You were watching the show. I was faking. So now you know what I look like when I'm faking it.
It'd fake it.
Yeah. This is, boy. Mel Brooks said he could never make that Hollywood would never let him make that movie today. It's too politically. You know, speaking of politically incorrect,
There's no political incorrect.
It's just opinion.
some things continue to amaze me, and they usually have to do with schools and school districts.
Go ahead.
13-year-old, I forget where it was, Pennsylvania, Oregon, one of those states out there in the second half of the alphabet. 13-year-old is, teacher finds his doodle on the kid's desk. The kid is suspended, and law enforcement people are brought in, and he's questioned by the police.
What did he do?
He was playing hangman.
Are you kidding me?
He was playing hangman. A game I confess I played with my 6-year-old granddaughter only last week. Yeah.
And they brought the police in.
Yes, because it showed the guy hanging from a noose, and so therefore there's got to be some serious psychological problems there. And this guy is going to undoubtedly start killing all his classmates and lynching the minorities and all this. Hangman.
I have my 8th grade social studies book at home. It was orangish and black cover. It was probably 300 pages thick. It was like a civics book. It was a paper covered back. And I would sit there and I'd draw guys shooting pistols, all page by page. So when you flip the pages, you could see the bullet going down the page and shooting him. I had tanks in there doing this. This world is so far gone, Bob.
Okay, and then of course the kindergartner pointing his finger like a gun.
It might go off.
It gets suspended.
They're so ridiculous, the school boards and.
Now, it's that time of year. I'm sure you've been following all the protests at the colleges about this commencement speaker or that one, and they drop out and things like that. Now there's a college, I'm forgetting where it was, but I think it's in the Northeast. They've got like a social committee that does things, and at Christmas time, they brought in a reindeer, and the students got to get their picture taken with the reindeer before Christmas, and things like that. So now it's like exam period. It's either exam period or the week leading up to graduation. And on Wednesday, they decided to have a big happy hump day celebration. So they bring in a camel so you can get your picture taken with a camel.
Yeah.
They had to cancel it because that was unfair to the Arab minorities. That people would look at this camel and think they're mocking
the Arabs.
Yeah.
No.
Honest to God, it was in the news yesterday or today. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow. And along with a picture of the camel. All they're doing is having fun. It's hump day. They get it off the damn commercial.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is we can't offend anybody. Whoa, we can't offend. Well, how about those poor Inuit Indians? Inuit, not Intuit, Inuit. Inuit and such. I can't call them Eskimos because that would the Aleuts and the Inuits surely must be offended by that reindeer caper, right?
Oh, Bob.
They were out in northwest someplace, they were going to name a cove after Mark Twain. This was also in the news yesterday. And they decided not to do it because some Indian tribe said, well, he was a racist, you can't name a cove after Mark Twain. You know, one of these places that he was in, actually, when he was out west. What was the name of that book he wrote? It wasn't called Go West, that was the Marx Brothers movie. I don't know. His Western Adventures.
We're just so far gone, Bob. You know, and the fact is that they cancel it because somebody thought somebody might be offended.
Right.
Not that somebody actually
Not that
was.
somebody actually was offended. That's right.
They're being proactive.
Right. Right. I'm sure it was some skinny-lipped white lady who was
With blue hair.
with blue hair who was afraid of it.
You're going to get a
I
call.
don't want to offend anybody.
I'm going to get a call about that.
Yeah.
This is so-and-so at high school.
It's way beyond the pale, Bob. Way beyond the pale. You know, Condoleezza Rice had to,
Right.
she was asked by Rutgers to give the commencement address, but
Right.
there was protests because,
She's a war criminal.
she's a warmonger, war criminal. You know, as a liberal, you can believe anything you want, just don't disagree.
Boy, oh boy. I don't know if you saw Sarah Palin's piece she put up last night.
No.
Of course, Karl Rove is getting the crap beaten out of him in the press
by
because
her brain damage.
by mentioning that perhaps we should question whether Hillary Clinton might be brain damaged, and Sarah, it's brilliant. I mean, she just and she's peppering this with photographs as well of her with little Trig. And if you recall, they did everything they could to get her medical records to prove that her baby wasn't her baby, you know, and they use headlines every day, and this column, this and that, and all these people who are now saying, oh, off limits, Hillary Clinton, who actually fell down and actually had a concussion and actually took 6 months to recover from it, and may have a traumatic brain injury. But no, we've got to prove that she's lying about whether the baby is hers or not. Oh my God. Yeah. I'm stuck here. Are you holding this? Okay. So anyway, what else you want to talk about, guys? Nothing?
No. See that Putin pulled back his troops.
Did he or didn't he?
He didn't come back.
Yeah, well, one of the headlines was, is this a head fake? Or,
That's what it is.
you think it's a head fake?
Yeah, sure.
You don't believe it?
I don't believe it, no. When I see him marching back, I don't believe it.
Well, you know, he's kind of proved his point. Maybe, you know, he's already taken Crimea. Didn't I predict this on day one, that in the end they'll settle for letting him have Crimea, right? Yeah. And is anybody talking about returning Crimea to the Ukraine?
No.
Nobody is talking about returning Crimea to the Ukraine. Right?
No.
So, and I said he'll probably get the Nobel Peace Prize for only taking Crimea instead of half of the Ukraine.
I don't think that's ours.
I don't know. This is WCSS, you're on the air. Hello?
No, that's true.
No, I guess not. All right. Well, whoever it was isn't there.
You got to call back.
You know, now, early this year, we've got Memorial Day weekend coming up this weekend, which is as early as you can have it. So
Yes.
Wednesday, there's a Memorial Day parade in Scotia, and there's 4 or 5 in different places in the Capital District on Monday. And if you're near one, get out, show your respect, participate. I was talking to a friend of mine last night from old school chum, John Blatchford,
Yes.
and we were talking about this. And the thing that's really sad here in Amsterdam is you get 10 times as many people that come out for the Halloween parade as you do for the Veterans Day parade.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
You know, throw free candy on the street you can pick up and eat, as opposed to staying there and showing your respect for those who have served and given us the opportunity to have all the things that we have.
Keep talking.
And it's the reason I bring it up because it's also all these parades the Scotia Glenville Pipe Band will be playing in. So we'll be attending a number of the parades and ceremonies coming up within the next week. And then it's a great time to get out. The weather's gonna be great, but get out and show your respect. Because without that, you wouldn't have a chance to listen to the show with No Name.
That's true.
You know where a good place to go to listen to the show No Name is? Crystal Restaurant on Forest Ave.
Why is that, Gavin?
Well, because they have the best pizza in Amsterdam. That pizza tastes as good today
How many times did I say?
as it did when we were growing up there. The same friendly service. It's all natural, and they also have Bob. Right? They have gluten free.
They do.
Or you get free gluten.
Both. They've got both. You can have either or either.
You know, and Tony's up there, and as we mentioned last week on the show, if you mentioned hearing the ad for the Crystal on Forest, when you go up on a food order, you get 20% off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we mentioned that last week. You were probably under the knife while
Yeah, I think I
we
was.
made that announcement. But it's a great place to go, and you're right there. You got that dessert. You got the soft serve ice cream.
Dessert.
You can get a banana split.
No, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Sundays. You can even get a Sunday on Tuesday. You can get a Sunday any day of the week if you go there.
Right, wow.
Which is unusual. Most places only have Sundays on Sundays, but here you get a Sunday every day.
Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and just mention the show with No Name with Tony, and if you're getting a food order, you get 20% off.
Just out of curiosity, is this idle talk, or are we doing a commercial here?
If we're doing something, obviously we can't be idle.
That's true.
Idleness means doing nothing. We are doing something. We're promoting one of the great establishments in the city.
I mean, how many years did they get the award for best pizza in the Northeast, not
That's
just
right.
in Amsterdam,
That's
in the
right.
Northeast?
And you know what was unique about the award is that the pizzas that were judged were day-old cold pizzas. They did not eat the pizzas hot. They wanted to see how they were the day after.
Wow.
And that was the standard they went by. And it was great.
I don't know about you, but day-old pizza out of the refrigerator is quite a treat. I mean, it's different from eating it hot.
Yeah.
It's a different taste, different texture.
Yeah.
But a wonderful experience.
And if you
What you ought to do is you ought to get, a pizza to eat today and another one to throw in the fridge for tomorrow.
And if you do warm it up, it crisps it up real nice, that crust.
I throw it in the toaster oven the next day.
Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful. So if you're out and about,
Who makes better pizza than Tony, really?
Nobody.
Nobody.
I know somebody who does.
And this is the, what's the name of the place?
It's Crystal on Forest.
Yeah.
On Forest Avenue. It's in the old Cool Dipper establishment. So you can get your ice cream, you can get your pizza, you can get spaghetti.
Yeah, it's salads.
It's salad,
You
huge
can
salad.
bring your laundry to the laundry next door.
While you're sitting there having your dinner.
Now, wait a minute, the laundromat's not paying us for this 5 minutes, sir.
Not yet.
It is a nice laundromat. When the last time our machine broke down, we were in there. Yeah.
But stop by and tell Tony you said hey when you see him. And,
That's right, yes.
enjoy that.
Please make sure you go in and mention the show with No Name. Actually, it's probably better for Tony if you mention it after you've already paid the bill. But either way, let him know that he's getting his money's worth here at the show with No Name.
Absolutely.
All right. He's our sponsor. Did we mention that?
No, we didn't.
No, yes.
He is the sponsor
He's
of the
the
show.
sponsor of the show with No Name. Yeah. We should probably mention it again before the show's over.
I think
Listen,
we
you
will. mentioned
mentioned Memorial Day is coming up, and this is our last program before Memorial Day, last radio program. Every year on Memorial Day, I like to play. Yeah, it's early this year. It's on the 26th. I like to play Maria Riccio Bryce's Requiem from from the Amsterdam Oratorio, which I think is a magnificent piece of work to begin with.
Sure is.
The video that I put up quite a few years ago now, what's this, 2007, 7 years ago, I put up this video, and I included photographs of the men from Amsterdam who died during World War II. Turns out it's not all of them, but that's fodder for another book. But it's 168 of them, so the pictures go along with the music, and some of the times they performed it, I think they had people reading the names
Yes, they did.
as it was going on. But this is from the recording, and the solo is by her son Peter Riccio Bryce, who was quite a performer. He was like 17, I think, when he recorded this. So it's got, I think, just the right voice, because he's got good drama in his presentation, but he's young. You know, he's 17. He's like the age of these guys when they were going in, right? And there's a line in here that gets me in the gut every time I hear it. When there's kind of a pause, he says, "I was 18, 19, 20, 21." You know, that's how old these guys were.
Yeah.
Most of them when they were killed. So we're gonna play that, and then we'll get back to the show.
I was a tough Italian kid from the south side, dark curly hair, a St. Christopher's medal round my neck. That was me. I grew up on Reed Hill, blonde, blue-eyed and strong. I was a Polish boy, my mother's only son, her pride and joy. That was me. I was a skinny Irish kid. I sure made my share of trouble. I was black, and we had it hard on Division Street. I was a Puerto Rican from the East End. I was Lithuanian, I was an altar boy. I was a Jew, I was handsome, I was loved. I was 18, 19, 20, 21. I was no good at school. I dropped out and worked at the mill. I was an honor student. I was president of the drama club. I went to college. I was going to be a doctor. I had never once been kissed. I was madly in love. I was engaged. I was married. I was a virgin. I was a father of two. I was drafted, I enlisted, I volunteered. I couldn't wait to go. I didn't want to go. I'd never been away from home before. On the night before I left, the whole neighborhood gave me a party. They said we'd have another when I came home again. My mother made pizza, and everybody cried. And then I went to the trenches. France, England, Germany, to Belgium, Iwo Jima, to Guadalcanal, to the beaches of Normandy, to Korea, to Seoul, to Saigon, Laos, Cambodia. Goodbye, 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 oh Amsterdam. First class sergeant captain, second lieutenant, I was a sailor, a soldier, a pilot, a marine. Rifle uniforms and dog tags, they gave me a haircut, a number, a pair of boots, a hand grenade, a bayonet, and a canteen. I rode the trains to hell. I flew off to the heavens. I sailed the seas away, away, away. To the jungle, to a field of mud, to the ocean, to a river of blood. I thought for sure I'd come back home one day. I didn't live to see that day. It was a snowy night when I died. It was a summer morning when I died. I was freezing. It was 100 degrees in the burning sun. I saw it coming right at me. I didn't know what hit me. I was blown to pieces. I looked like I was sleeping when I died. I screamed for 2 hours and then I died. I went silent to the grave. I was brave. I was surprised. I was so brave. I held the hand of my friend while he died. Then I turned my face away and I died too. They captured me. I died in a filthy room all alone. I saw the face of my father. I heard the voice of my mother. I saw my sister running towards me. I saw my kid brother in his bed at home. I saw my friends, they were waving. I felt my wife bending over me. I didn't want to leave you. I tried to stay alive, but God, I died. And as I lay dying, I knew I'd never see any of you again, not one more time, to tell you how much I loved you. And remember that when you see my name on the statue in the park. My name says I love you. I made the ultimate sacrifice. I was a hero, and I did it all for you. All of my plans undone. All of my children unborn. All of my life unlived. I was gone. Remember me. Remember me. Don't forget me. Amsterdam.
Wow. That's powerful stuff, Bob.
It is powerful stuff. And you know, of course, having written my 2 books, I could tell you a story about every one of those pictures that we were watching while they were listening. Wow. Remember them. And shame if you don't.
That's right. That's right. To whom much is given, much is expected. And they have given us a lot, so they expect a lot from us.
Yep. Yep. I've lost track of the time. Oh. Whoa. That was,
A couple minutes to go.
yeah, we only got a couple of minutes to go here.
Right.
Oh. Anyway, well, here we are. We're going to do a podcast this week, you think?
On Friday?
Friday? I don't know.
As I speak, I can.
We'll see.
That's some pretty definite maybes.
If I remember, we'll put it that way.
Oh, my God.
Set your alarm.
Yeah, I get busy doing something. I forget what time it is. I even forget to have lunch. And that's bad.
Yeah, you gotta eat that lunch.
No, I like to eat. Lord knows I like to eat. Anyway, Father Gulley's, the reception of the body ceremony is at 4 o'clock on Wednesday. And viewing hours, I think, are going to be 4 to 7 in the church. And then Thursday morning is the funeral at 11. I expect the bishop will be presiding. I haven't heard that definitely, but I assume so. And everyone should be there because
He touched everyone.
He touched an awful lot of them.
He baptized my 3 children.
Baptized 2 of my 4, and of course all the other sacraments he was there for as well.
Yep.
Really miss him. Really miss him. But he's been suffering for probably about 10 years now, and it's he's with his family and his God. All right. This has been the show with no name.
Sponsored by
Sponsored by. Who are we sponsored by?
Crystal on Forest.
Crystal on Forest, where you can get great pizza and great ice cream, and it's a great combination. It's the best pizza, absolutely. I haven't actually tried the ice cream yet.
Oh, I had some yesterday with Misha on the way to Skanky for bake breakfast. It was really good. Really good.
And you're listening to WCSS 1490 on your dial in Amsterdam, New York. Don't forget to vote in the school board election today.